What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy, ATruckerNamedJay, aka your favorite lease op, aka FaceTime Daddy. Bro, I am exhausted. Like, I'm trying to, it's like fucking 4 in the morning. It's crazy how today went, man. I woke up at like I woke up in Albuquerque, at that casino in Albuquerque. That's like a little west of Albuquerque. Woke up at about, I don't know, like 11. Yeah, woke up like 11, 12 o'clock. And when I woke up, I realized it was so close. I actually woke up a little bit before. I think I woke up like 10, but I woke up 10 on Mountain Time. So I realized that I was so close to the start of football. I wanted to watch my Ravens play. So I just sat tight and was like, you know what, man? Why am I stressing? Like, why am I rushing? You know what I mean? Like, I'm on the owner-op side. I'm here rushing like a company driver because, you know, my dispatcher wanted me to deliver this load by tomorrow morning. Well, this morning, you know. But realistically, you know, that was like, I ain't gonna say it was unrealistic, but like, I picked this load up. I was supposed to pick this load up Thursday afternoon and have Friday, Saturday, and Sunday to run this load. I didn't pick this load up until Friday afternoon. You know what I mean? So, and he wanted me to have it delivered by Monday morning, which I could have did, but I won't try to run that crazy. You know what I mean? So, drove some on Saturday, drove a little bit on Friday, drove a little bit on Saturday, and then today, like I said, I wanted to watch the Ravens game, so I watched the Ravens game. Then I did the live feed that I did earlier today. I did that for like 2 hours, and then after that, that's when I started driving. So, I've been driving now probably about like fucking 9 hours. So I just went ahead and pulled it over here. I'm somewhere in Oklahoma, off the turnpike, and did about 600 miles. So I'm gonna lay it down for a couple hours and wake up in the morning and finish out. I think I'm like 12 hours away. So and it's an essential load, so I can kind of drive and sleep how I want. So I'll probably do about like 5 hours of sleep, wake up in the morning or late morning, and then finish out the rest of these 12 hours, get there tomorrow night, do a 10-hour break, and then deliver first thing Tuesday morning, just in time for the pay period. But that's not what I want to talk about in this video. I know I've been rambling for 3 minutes now. What I want to talk about this video is, man, you know what, man? I'm a man of honesty. I'm a man of vulnerability. I'm a man who isn't afraid to admit when he was wrong. And you know, I was wrong, man. Like, I've had a realization. I've had a I forgot what that shit be called when you figure something out that people have been trying to tell you for a while, and you know, you just finally come to the realization of it. But my thought of being an over-the-road truck driver has always been 4 weeks out, home for a week, or 4 weeks out, home for a long period of time, or like 4 to 5 to 6 weeks out at a time, home for a long period of time. That's how I ran at Swift. That's how I ran when I was over the road with the fleet owner that I worked for in 2008. So I think the name of the company was Elite, whatever. And so that's just the way that I always looked at it. You know, I never, I was closed-minded to any other way, which is, you know, a lesson that I'm learning, that I gotta stop being that way. You know, sometimes we gotta be open to other suggestions or ideas or thought process other than our own. If we don't, we'll never grow, we'll never adapt, we'll never get better. You know, we got some people out here been doing the same shit for 15 years, and that's why they're in the same situation that they, you know, was in 15 years ago. You know what I mean? But anyways, I say all that to say that, you know, I was under the impression that with this lease, or with this company in general, that I needed to run, you know, 4 weeks plus every time I went out to make, you know, consistent money and, you know, be able to go home the way I want to go home. And, you know, what I'm realizing and what I've been told, and, you know, I'm calculating, doing the numbers, I don't have to run that way. You know what I mean? I really can, like, run something more regional and be home more. You know what I mean? You know, I was talking to my dude, Time to Shine. Shout out to him. His name's Alex, by the way. Shout out to Alex. And he was like, yo, really, you can run like 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks out, go home for, you know, 3 to 4 days and never miss a check. And I'm like, what do you mean? And he broke it down, and yeah, when you do the math, pretty much if I go home every third 34-hour recess, so, you know, the way we run, of course, is we run 5.5 days and take a 34, at least that's why I run. So if I run the first 2 weeks, just, hey, run me wherever. But then that third week, that third Monday through Friday, I say, yo, have me home by that Friday or Saturday. If I go home either that Thursday, Friday, or Saturday, I could stay home until that next Tuesday or Wednesday, because the pay period ends Tuesday at noon. So, you know, if I come out on Tuesday, it's cool. If I come out on Wednesday, I'm only a half a day behind. And then just keep repeating that. And, you know, in my mind, it was like, well, I'm gonna lose money doing that. If I do that, you know, it's not gonna be as much. But if you look at it again, when you leasing and you on this side of the industry or whatever, how you want to call it, you can't look at it as a week-to-week thing. You can't look at it as a month-to-month thing. Like I say, you have to look at it as either quarterly or annually. And if you look at it quarterly and annually, and you do the numbers, let's say you average it at $3,000 a week, you actually make the same, if not a little more, doing it that way. Because the way if you break it down, you know, if you run 4 weeks out, 1 week off at a time, you're only really working 40 weeks in a year. So if you take that 40 weeks and you times it times 3,000, it's like $120,000, you know, if you make that average over the course of those 40 weeks. However, I think I did the math. If you do, I think it was like 26, 25 is what I averaged out making a week if you run the 2.5 weeks. 2.5 weeks on, like 3-4 days off, and then, you know what I mean, I think it averaged out to like $2,600 a week, and that's something that you could really do all year round, you know, unless you take like a vacation or some shit. I think it averaged out to like $138,000 take on, which is more. It's like $18,000 more. Now my math may be off, but again, it's like 5 in the fucking morning. I don't know. I'm just talking, but I'm really strongly considering changing the way that I run, man. You know, I was talking to my homeboy about it. He was saying that he think that I should stick with the 4 weeks out, home for a week, just to stack bread and go hard. But one of the things that I don't want to do, man, is I just don't want to burn myself out. And I know that sounds crazy. Jay, you just got to this company. Yeah, but you got to understand, man, when you've made the same mistake multiple times, you don't want to keep making the same mistake. And one of the mistakes that I've always made, not just in trucking but in life, is I always start off great. I'm a great starter. But it's just being consistent and sustainable and seeing shit through has always been a struggle for me. And, you know, when I look at my trucking career, and these companies that I go to these companies and I'm asking for all the miles in the world, I'm asking for all this, and I start grinding, and then I burn out. And then now I'm stuck because now I don't feel like doing shit because I'm tired. You know what I mean? And like, you know, let's not make no mistake about it. Burnout is real in trucking. Like, people make you feel like less of a trucker because you get tired of driving the truck. That shit is real as fuck. People get tired of their 9-to-5 jobs. They just don't ever speak on it because they ain't got no choice but to go in that bitch or they're gonna be unemployed. But as truck drivers, there is such thing as burnout. So, you know, with that in mind, like, I look at that month I did when I went home for 2 weeks. Like I was running 3,500 miles a week, and you know, that's cool, that's great bread, but at the same time, it's like, that's not sustainable. I don't feel like it's sustainable, not at 4 weeks at a time, you know what I mean? And so I'm just, you know, I'm just contemplating on changing up the way that I run, man. Long story less long. I'm thinking about switching over to more of a 2 to 3 weeks out, well really 2.5 weeks, and then going home for like, you know, was it 4 days, you know what I mean? So running for 2.5 weeks, home for 4 days. And I feel like if I do that, it will still allow me to make a decent amount of money, and it will create more of a balance with my home time, and not feeling as burnt out, and not feeling like I'm just driving, you know what I mean? So I will, you know, that's where I'm at with it. That's what I'm thinking about, and that's what I'm considering. You know, it's something I'm gonna think about over the next couple of days to solidify my decision, even though I'm pretty confident in what I'm gonna do. But yeah, that's where it's at, man. It's just on this side, you really just don't have to run for a long period of time. You know what I mean? Like when I was at Swift, man, I would stay out for like 4, 5. I think the longest I stayed out with Swift was like 16 weeks. Excuse me, 13 weeks. And I would never in life do that shit again. Ever. You know what I mean? And some people can do that shit, but it's not for everybody. And I was ready to do that with this company, but again, you know, me being ignorant, I just wasn't aware how different things are on this side when you're making percentage. This is the first time I've ever had percentage like to this extent. You know, I was getting paid percentage at Great Wide out of the port, but you know, it was like sorry, but that was kind of like it didn't even really feel like percentage. It was just, it almost, you know, it was just like, it felt like mileage, because I was still running like 3,600 miles a week with Great Wide, and hell, that was burning me out. You know what I mean? That's why I would switch every once in a while. I would switch to like 2 loads a week. You know what I mean? Just to, you know, that burnout shit is real, man. I don't care what nobody say, man. You know, you got to know your limits. You got to know how much your body can take. You got to know how much your mental can take. You know what I mean? It's a reason why this job is one of the most dangerous jobs in the world. You know what I mean? It's a reason why the turnover rate with trucking is so high. You know, it's a lot of things that we don't factor in into our decision making when it comes to being in this truck, man. And you know, it's best to find a balance that fits you as perfect as possible, because you don't want to be out here frustrated behind this wheel, or you don't want to be out here upset and just not all the way tuned in to what you're doing, man, because you just, your decision making, your concentration is just gonna be fucked up, and you're gonna be the one on this in an accident. You're gonna be the reason why we got a 5-mile backup on 40, because you didn't kill yourself, because your focus won't there, because you just ain't into it, because you didn't burn yourself out trying to, you know, hurry up and stack bread. And that's the other thing of the equation for me, is like, I know, yes, do I want to stack a bunch of bread? Absolutely. But at the same time, it's like, I'm not in a rush. I've always been in a rush for like my whole life. I've always rush. I always gotta hurry up and do this. I gotta hurry up and do that. I gotta hurry. And it's just like, for once in my life, I just want to just take my time with shit. You know what I mean? I think that that's more important for my development than, you know, rushing to make a bunch of money. You know what I mean? Don't get me wrong. I understand the need to pad my maintenance, to pad my, you know, personal accounts, because, you know, I have restarted my life. But I think for me, long term, you know, creating a situation that's more sustainable is equally as important as stacking that bread. You know, for me, because I've made money before. Money has come, money is gone. But the consistency and the sustainability is what I have struggled with more than anything. So that's the real issue here. Making money is nothing. You know what I mean? Not to sound cocky, but it's not. Making money is nothing. It's just those things that I need to work on if I'm ever going to really take this shit to the next level like I want to, you know? So, but anyway, this video going on 15 minutes. I ain't expected to be this long. Put your comments down below. Let me know what you think, man. Do you or how you run as an owner operator, lease operator, over the road driver, regional? Let me know. I want to see different people's perspective on this. Is this something that I'm just rambling about, or is this, you know, real thing? You know, I know people say I'm an owner operator, I run how I want. Well, tell me, how do you run? You know what I mean, as an owner operator, and tell me your situation. So if you're leased on to a carrier, if you have your own authority, you know, if you have a dedicated account, let me know your situation and how you run. And you know, I like to see the feedback, man. So but as always, y'all already know what it is, man. Stay safe, stay positive, stay productive. I'm gonna go lay it down, get me some sleep. God Family Trucking. Remember, man, every day is another step closer to where you want to be in life, so keep pushing, because you already know I am, man. Even though I'm tired than a motherfucker, but I'm gone.